Right, so here we are, here's my 2,000 points of Word Bearers. So we've got a battalion and a outrider detachment here. So let's go through the battalion first. We have got 4 squads of 20 cultists. The ones on the left have auto guns, and the ones on the right have combat weapons and auto pistols. At the back here, we're trying out my new squad, so the 10 rubric marines with warp flamers. We have got a Sakaran battle tank with heavy bolted sponsons. Moving over to the centre, we have of course got a Land Raider there. Standard Land Raider, no upgrades at all. Probably the rubric marines may be mounted in there, just keep them safe. Down on the front for the formation for the battalion, we have got a Dark Apostle with a Crozius. We have got a Exalted Champion, Parax and a Combi Melter. And of course, leading this detachment here, we've got Core Kid, who is a Terminator Lord with 2 Lightning Claws. And he's the Mark of Khorne. Moving across, we then have the Warlord of the army, who's leading the Outriders. We've got the Vulture, so Chaos Lord with a plasma pistol and a jump pack. He's also got the Corrupted Crozius, and we're using a default Warlord trait for Word Bearers, which is an extension of his aura abilities. That's a 9-inch ability rather than just 6. Behind, we've got the first squad of Raptors, so we've got 7 Raptors there with 2 melter guns. Same again at the back there. And topping them off there, we've got 5 Warp Talons. So a nice little force here, hopefully able to do some damage to the Ultramarines. So in total, we have 9 command points. Let's have a look to see what Matt is bringing with his Ultramarines. Right, so here we are, Matt's lovely Ultramarine force. So we have got a battalion and a spearhead detachment here. Some very nice models. Certain one here, Xiphon. I didn't actually realise Matt had brought this until I had a second look, kind of stealthed in with the background there. Right, so starting down here, we have got the Chapter Master of the army. Is he a Warlord, Matt?
He is indeed, yes.
He is a Warlord, so he's spent some command points there to upgrade him. He's got a Plasma Pistol and a Power Fist. Behind there, we have got a cheap Devastator squad with 1 las cannon there. Behind them, we have got the Hellblasters, a nice squad there. What army now is not complete with Hellblasters? Behind them, we've got a Chapter Ancient with the upgraded banner there. We've got a Predator with 3, las cannon turret and las cannon sponsons. We have got the big old tank at the back there. The Repulsor. Yeah, that one that keeps firing and firing and firing. And over here, so we've got a bit more of the battalion. So we've got 2 Razorbacks with assault cannons there. 2 tactical squads here with plasma guns. We've got a scout squad here with heavy bolters. We've got back here the Incept. Which one's it? Yeah. Inceptors. I was right. Yep, I'm getting used to all these daft names. And down here then we've got a captain with a relic blade, yep, a plasma pistol and a jump pack, and next to him we have a lieutenant there with a combi plasma, yep, and a jump pack there. So together you also got 9 command points there, using obviously the Ultramarine chapter tactics there. And what Warlord traits are we using?
The standard Ultramarine one.
Standard Ultramarine one.
Command points.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course, very nice. Right, so that's both the forces. Let's have a look at the battlefield and deployment. Right, so now both sides have deployed. The Ultramarines have deployed before the Word Bearers. So let's have a look to see where the objectives are. So over on this corner here, the Ultramarines have put an objective here in the Bastion. All the terrain is counting +1 to your cover save if you're behind it or in it. So that's scout squads there. Devastator squads here with the Chapter Master. Next to him, of course, would be a Predator, another heavy tank, and the Xiphon there, facing off across the battlefield. A big mob of cultists, the Chaos Lord, and the Land Raider there with the rubric marine in. Right, so back across, we have over here on this flank, we have got 2 of the Razorbacks, both with tactical squads in there, next to that objective. Moving across the battlefield, across the site here, we have got the Sakaran there, just behind that objective there. So the objective is hidden behind this wall here. Up on the walkways, we have got a big squad of cultists next to that objective there. And like I said, down here we have got the Lamb Raider with the rubrics, 3 squads of cultists, an apostle, a champion and the Lord. So in reserves we have got all the raptors, the warp talons of Ultra, and we've got the jump infantry as well for the Ultramarines. So as I said, the Ultramarines are deployed first, so let's see who's going first. So Matt, do you want to roll and add 1 to this? Do not get a 6, a 2, right, okay, here we go. 4, right, so Calth going first, unless we have a seize. No, we don't. Right, so over to turn 1 for Chaos. Right, so turn 1 movement for the Word Bearers. So over on this flank here, we had this squad of cultists roar forwards with a good advance roll. They're not too far away now from the Imperial lines. The Dark Apostle and the Exalted Champion getting a little bit slower, possibly knowing what's going to happen to the first line of attackers. So they're just putting back a little bit. They're backed up there by that squad as well. This squad and the Chaos Lord also advanced. Lamb Raider just went forwards slightly, getting a nice line of sight down across the field towards the Predator. Can't actually see the tank there, and the Flyer I think is a bit out there, but I can definitely see the Predator. Also across here, these cultists stayed put. They've looked across the field and noticed a lot of assault cannons, and they know what they do, so they're just hanging back for now. Down here, the Sakarans rocked up. It's moving up here. It's got a good bead down there to the large tank, the Repressor. Yeah, I've got it. See, Repulsor. Ah, no, Repulsor. Yeah, my bad. Well, it's Games Workshop's bad, but there we go. So we're going to fire some auto cannon shots in there. Las cannons are going to go into the Predator, and possibly heavy bolters will go into the Razorbacks, but we'll see. Right, so let's move on into turn 1 shooting for Chaos. So turn 1 shooting for Chaos. So this Lamb Raider is going to fire his las cannons across the field into that Predator. That Predator's got far too many las cannons to be about, and the heavy bolters will be putting some shots over into that Razorback there. So let's fire the las cannons first. So we have got the Chaos Lord there. We're re-rolling 1s and we're hitting on 3s. It's not modify. There's no modifier because of the demonic spirit engine. So hitting on 3s. So that's 3 hits. We are wounding on 3s because of strength 9, and that's 2 wounds. I'm actually going to use a command point straight away, so that'll put me down to 8. Reroll that. There we go. So that is 3 saves, please, sir. -3. That's 3 gone through, so that's D6 damage each. Oh, 13 wounds. There we go, boom, gone. Right, so see if it explodes. Here we go. That's a 2, so it doesn't explode, just wrecked, smouldering behind the lines. The heavy bolter then, we are going to fire into this Razorback here. Nope. And 5s to wound. 1, 2. 2 arm saves, please, sir, with a -1 modifier for the Razorback. So saving on a 4, both saved. Lovely. Right, and finally, we are firing the Accelerator autocannons across the field into the Repulsor. So these are assault weapons, so there's no modifier to hit. There is strength 7, but 6s are better for AP. So 8 shots. Here we go. Hitting on 3s. There we go. Geek dice there. Apparently they're not weighted, but I don't know, that's pretty good gods. Strength 8 on the Repulsor. Yep, so 5s to wound. And 1 wound with a -1 AP, I believe. Yeah, -1 AP, 2 damage. 4 up, right. And look, there we go, 2 points of damage done to the repulsor there. Right, so that is everything for Chaos in turn 1. Let's move over to the Ultramarines and see if they can avenge the Predator. So turn 1 movement for the Ultramarines. Over on this flank here, they are pretty much staying still, getting themselves ready to lay down some fire into the cultists that are swarming towards them. The Xiphon, though, is swooped forwards, targeting the Land Raider. After seeing what happened to the Predator, he's going to put some nasty vengeance shots in there. And finally, across on this flank here, that Razorbacks remain stationary on the left, but this one's rocking up through the debris, using the cover that's in the way to get closer to the Sicaran and possibly put some shots up into the battlements here, into the cultists. So let's move into turn 1 shooting for the Ultramarines. So kicking off the shooting for the Ultramarines, the repulsor is unloading almost all its weapons into this squad of cultists here. So it's 20 cultists. How many are going to be left? We'll find out in a minute. But right, so we're going to fire the Gattlers first, is that correct?
That's correct.
So both Gattlers, we're going to be firing straight in there. It didn't move, so hitting on freeze.
Rerolling everything.
Yep, good times. Well, luckily, a lot of rerolls are needed there. So, that's not too bad. And then we're having a reroll here of the misses. Okay, so that's a pretty good turnaround there. That's a lot of dice. Strength 5, so wounding on freeze. And these guys will shred straight through the cultists' robes there. So let's hope for some 1s and 2s, people. Oh, no. Right, okay, so there's a few there. Rerolling again. No, I don't think no reroll? No, so it's just hits there. So we have got, what's that, 9 dead cultists so far. So that's 9 down. Let's move on to the next weapon. Jeez, 9 down. There's almost half my squad gone.
So we're storm bolted. I think we're out for rapid fire.
Okay, yep, you're out rapid fire.
So 4 shots.
Right, so storm bolter, 4 shots, re-rolling misses. Yep, there we go. Rolling to wound, so freeze. It's free, so we get a save against this because there's no AP. So 6s. Ah, 1 survived. That's 2 more dead. That's 11 in total gone. Right, next weapon.
The Icarus rocket pod, D3 shots.
So Icarus rocket pod, D3. 2 shots.
-1 to hit on this one.
-1. Okay, so hitting on 4s. Re-rolling, of course. So I'm re-rolling the 3.
No, because it's -1.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, of course. Modification. Yep, my bad. Yep, so 1's hit. Strength.
Strength is 7.
Okay, so 2's to wound. There we go. All right, so that's another cultist. That's 12 cultists gone.
And then finally the Crackstorm grenade launcher, which is just 1.
So Crackstorm grenade launcher.
Nope.
Nope.
Rerolling.
Reroll. Hit.
Yeah. Strength is 6.
Strength 6, so wounding on 2s. And I'm guessing it's got an AP.
-1.
-1, so that's another 1 dead. So that's 13 cultists dead. Morale might be a little bit difficult. Right, let's see what's coming next.
Twin las cannon into the Sicaran.
Yeah, so twin las cannon going across here into the Sicaran there. So, freeze to hit. Oh no. Freeze to wound. So 1 wound.
I will spend a command point for that one.
Don't have to.
I think I will.
So command point. Oh, roll that. That's definitely cocked. No. Ah, didn't pay off. Right, okay, so I'm going to reuse your dice here. Yep. So -3, so saving on a 6. That is the opposite. So how much damage is dealt out to the Sicaran? 1 point of damage. Right.
Did I get my command point?
Yep. See if the command point's taken back. Of course, Ultramarines.
Yes.
Yep. So no command point lost, but 1 wound to Sicaran there, and a lot of dead cultists. Let's see what else can happen. So after taking a lot of damage from this thing, the 7 remaining cultists here are going to be fired upon by the scouts up in this building here. So we've got some bolt guns coming in and heavy bolters as well. So fire the bolt guns first, please. Right, so that is free, but we're re-rolling because of the lieutenant. No, it's still free, of chapter master, sorry. And freeze to wound. 1 wound. Right, Dark Gods protect. No, maybe not. So that's another dead cultist there. And Heavy Bolter as well. Okay, so all of those have hit. And freeze to wound. That's 3 more. So that's 4 dead cultists. So the squad of 20 is now a squad of 3. Not good. All right, let's see what else can happen. So next up we have this Devastator squad. So the Devastator squad, the las cannon is firing across, being able to see that. So it's firing into the Land Raider, and the bolt guns are firing into the remaining cultists there.
So using the Signum, sorry.
Yeah, so using the Signum on the las cannon, because why wouldn't you? Right, okay, so bolt guns first. So 2 hits so far, re-rolling. 3 hits and freeze to wound. So 2 wounded. And 2 more dead cultists. So the champion is a champion of himself at the moment. And then find the las cannon then into the Land Raider. So hit and freeze to wound. Yep, and a 5-up save. And we made it. There we go. Right, let's see what else can happen in the Ultramarine shooting phase. Right, okay, so next bit of shooting here is the Xiphon doing a strafing run onto the Land Raider there. So first off, we are firing the las cannons.
Yep.
So firing the las cannons here, so hitting on freeze. Okay, so that's 3 hits, wounding on freeze. It's going to be quite deadly here. Oh dear, it's happened again. Right, so 5-up save. No, so how much damage was inflicted on the Land Raider? 3 wounds there, so a little bit of damage. Now, down to the missiles. So what's the stat line of these missiles that you're firing?
Line is heavy 3,
heavy
strength
3,
6, -2 AP, and a flat 3 damage.
Oh, nice. Okay, so here we go. So heavy 3.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on freeze. 1 hit. Oh, no. Maybe shaken by the Predator going off. Then 5's wound. Nice. Was it -2?
Yep.
So a 4-up save. Yes, made it. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right, and so that's all its weapons.
Yep.
Yeah, so not too well, but it's still got a lot more in it. So let's see if the Ultramarines are going to fire any assault cannons. So next up, we have this Razorback. He's putting some fire up into this building. So he moved through the terrain there. So we need 4s to hit.
Yep.
4s to hit. Right, so there's a few there. There's a few hits so far. Then you are strength 6, is that correct?
Yep.
So 2s to wound. So 4. So right, so it's -1, but we're up on the gantry, so it's +1. So we've got 4 6-up saves here. No. So that's 4 dead cultists. Right, so let's see what the other one's going to be firing at. So Razorback number 2, one that remains stationary, is going to put some fire. You can see the side of the tank. It's going to put some fire down into the Sakaran here. So let's have a look. That didn't move, so hitting on freeze for this one.
Yep.
Okay, so there's a few here. That's glided across the battlefield. Right, and you want 5s to wound, toughness 7. 1, 2, 3. -1s, yep. So 4 ups. So 2 have got through here. So the Sakaran is now down to 11 wounds. Right, so the end of turn 1 shooting for the Ultramarines, and I'm pretty sure the end of the turn, unless Matt's got some sort of miracle assaults going on. We have lost 19 cultists in this squad here. So to keep these guys in action, I'll have to use Insane Bravery for 2 command points. And possibly maybe something else. Across here as well, the Land Raider remains pretty much almost untouched there. The cultists, we suffered a bit up here from the assault cannon fire coming in, so 4 of them perished. And down here, the Sakaran's taking a bit of firepower from the repulsor, and the Razorback there is putting them onto 11 wounds. So, as for leaderships, so, leadership 6, -4, I need a 2. I'm re-rolling, of course, because I'm a word bearer. Right, so I'm re-rolling that. Oh no, it didn't pay off at all. So 4 more cultists have died. Right, okay, and I'll be using Insane Bravery on this guy here for 2 command points. So that has put me down a little bit, down to 6. So let's move into turn 2. For chaos. Right, so turn to movement for Chaos. So down here, once again, we've had a full-on advance with the Champion, the Apostle, and the Cultists. The Champion and Apostle both rolled 1 for their advance, and the Cultists have kind of taken the lead, which is probably a good thing, considering how much firepower is kind of looking down upon them. The Terminator Lord has also kind of swung around here from behind the containers, because the Cultists here moved up, still behind the Land Raider. The Land Raider is just pushing up through the centre here, ready to pick targets either to the left or to the right there. Down here, however, the Warp Talons have come in, and they are potentially can do something to this. Because I thought, how cool would that be if the Warp Talons are able to engage the Xiphon and kind of rip the pilot from the cockpit, sending it to the ground. Probably won't happen, they're going to get butchered. But it could happen, which is good. So 2 more command points are spent with the Tide of Traitors. So these guys have come on from this flank, quite close to this objective, and definitely a threat here to engage these Razorbacks and prevent the assault cannons from firing. So they might have a potential charge going off there. So that is the movement phase. I see here, like the others have stayed still. We're in a good position at the moment. The Sakaran's definitely going to fire up into the Xiphon, see if we can do anything to that, because that thing cannot be allowed to live. So we're going to move on to turn 2 shooting for the Word Bearers. Right, so we're going to start off here with the Cultists at the back. Most of them are in range of that Razorback there. So we're going to have some revenge shooting here after killing some of their brothers. So hitting on 5s. Actually, no, hitting on 4s, but wounding on 6s. Not 5, sorry. Right, so here we go. Die, Razorback, die! No. If anything, it's irritated the Razorback. But it was worth a shot, nonetheless. Right, so let's do a bit more Cultist firing, because I'm pretty sure auto pistols are a lot better than auto guns. Right, so a bit more shooting here. Back here, of course, we've got the auto pistols. All of them are range of this Razorback here. So we've got 20 shots coming in, hitting on 4s and winning on 6s. So let's roll some dice. So we've got a few there. Let's work these out. Never underestimate a Cultist with a Beretta and terrain going everywhere. There we go. Thank you very much. Lovely. Right, okay. So that's a pretty good percentage of hits here. So, wounding on 6s. There we go. So we've got 3 6s there. There's no AP because it is a simple pistol against an armoured vehicle. Can it do any damage? Yes, it can do 1 point of damage. There we go, people. Enough Cultists can bring down a Titan. So next bit of shooting, we've got the Sakaran here, and that is going to be firing its heavy bolters up into the Xiphon there. And the autocannons are going across the field again into the repulsor there. So we're going to start off with the heavy bolters. So I've got 9 shots, we're hitting on 3s and wounding on 5s. So, there we go. Actually, tell a lie, we are hitting on 4s because, of course, he is a flyer, not just a normal flyer, isn't it? So it's -1 to hit. So, wounding on 5s. So it's 2 wounds, -1 AP. I guess we've got 3 up save, yep. So it's a 4 up now. So 2 points of damage. The Ultramarine armour is not holding up against the Word Bearers. Calth, obviously burning in their memories. Right, so the turbo accelerator autocannon firing into the tank. So this is hitting on 3s. So let's remove these other ones. Then strength 7, toughness 8. So I'm winning on 5s. 6s are a nice -3 AP. So that's 1 -3 AP. And 2 -1 APs, and both of these doing 2 damage apiece. So the -3 AP, there we go. So it's a 2 up or 3 up save on a 3 up. So that's gone through. So 2 points of damage, and then the other -1s. So oh no, so that's 6 points of damage taken from the turbo accelerator autocannon on the Sakaran. This thing is shooting hot today. So the last bit of shooting, the Land Raider. Last bit of shooting is the Land Raider kind of coming through the centre here. It's going to fire 2 las cannons over towards the repulsor. The repulsor's on 9 wounds now, so it's got a good chance to take it out of action or just cripple it enough so it's no longer a threat. The heavy bolters are going to be firing up into the Xiphon, and the other 2 las cannons are firing down into this Razorback here. So we're going to start off against the Razorback. So we're hitting on 3s. We're no longer re-rolling 1s, which we would have needed here, but we've got a hit there. It's gone flying off. Wounding on 3s. So that's a wound. -3 save. Oh no, the Ultramarines are suffering. And a D6 amount of damage. Hidden behind there's 5 wounds. It's down to half strength there. Next off, we're going to fire the heavy bolters up into the Xiphon. So this is hitting on 4s. And that's a lot of misses. So 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Nothing. There you go, Xiphon is safe for another strafing run. And finally, the 2 shots from the Land Raider into the repulsor. Come on. 1 hit. 3s to wound. 1 wound. So -3. Nope, so it's failed. D6 damage. 3 points of damage. That's on 6 wounds there. So that is it for shooting for the Word Bearers. And we've got a couple of assaults. So let's see if we can make any charges. So turn to assault for the Word Bearers. And we're going to try a little cheeky charge into this Razorback. Matt's going to fire some Overwatch shots now. And hopefully kill off a couple of the cultists. We need some 6s here. So we've got 2 6s. Right, so 2 2s. 2 dead cultists. Right, so we'll take the 2 dead cultists off. We've got a 9-inch charge here. Here we go. Here we go. No. Oh, can I re-roll that? They might get shredded by assault cannon fire. So I'm going to use another command point. Put me down to 3. And it's paid off. So we'll move those charges in a moment. The next charge we're going to try the Warp Talons into the Xiphon there. See if we get as lucky as we did with the cultists. Right, so Overwatch time. What are we firing this time?
So we've got white las cannons, red is the missiles.
Alright, so red missiles, white las cannons. And
1 hit on a
one hit. 1 missile hit there. So roll, it's a 3 to wound, is that correct?
It's a strength 6, yeah.
Yep, 3 to wound. Didn't wound. Right, so we need 9-inch charge. We've got no rerolls. 5, 6,
9.
7, 8, 9, just about. Right, okay, so the Warp Talons were able to pounce on the Xiphon. Once again, not sure if they're going to do much, but at least it's going to hold it up. So I'm going to move the charges in and we'll move over to the assault. So assaults, Word Bearers turn 2. So we've charged in there. We're in range of the Dark Apostle there. He's probably chanting up towards the Warp Talons as they're flying around. I've got 11 attacks. So here we go. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling misses. Okay, so 6s are generating more attacks as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The odds are good. So I'm going to roll these 3. So that's 3 more there and 2 more dice. Wasn't expecting this many. Re-rolling because of Dark Apostle. There we go. So that is pretty good going. We're going to need 5s to wound. Re-rolling because we are Lightning Claws. So here we go. So re-rolling these. Oh, there's a 4 there as well. Sorry, missed these ones. Nope. Right. Okay. So that is 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 wounds. 9 saves, please, sir. I believe it's a -2 for a Lightning Claw. So let's do it over here. 9 wounds, please. That's a fair few that got through there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 wounds have got through there onto the Xiphon there. And let's see what's happened for the rest of the assault. Right, so the rest of the assault phase, the Xiphon, of course, fought back. probably flipping its wings around and messing around with its engines. Did nothing to the warp talons there. And down here, the cultists charged in, as you saw, and did nothing to the Razorback, but having engaged it in combat. The Razorback also did nothing in return, although 2 cultists were killed in Overwatch. So that is it for Word Bearers in turn 2. Let's move over to Ultramarines turn 2. Right, okay, so turn 2 movement for the Ultramarines. Xiphon has escaped combat with the Warp Talons, leaving them flailing in the air. So the turbos away. Its movement's quite dramatically reduced. It's only moving 20 now. Down here, this Razorback has escaped combat with the cultists. The guys had disembarked before it moved and prepping their bolt guns to put fire into the cultists there. And a little bit more movement across the battlefield. We had the Hellblasters and the Ancient here have also deployed out of the repulsor before it goes bang, and it's kind of moved out here. Looking across the field, plenty of targets there. Don't really fancy the chances of those Warp Talons, but we will see. So everyone else has remained still, as a good Ultramarine would. And we are going to move into turn 2, Psychic and Shooting for the Ultramarines. So first bit of shooting in turn 2. The repulsor is firing its gattlers straight into the cultists. It's now hitting on 4s because of its depleted stat line. But of course the chapter master's there, so it will be re-rolling. So let's have a look. Some 4s. It's a lot of lower numbers, but of course a re-roll can fix these problems very quickly. Alright, here we go. So the re-rolls. There's a few there. Let's turn a few around. Okay, so strength 6, wounding on 2s. No saves for the cultists. Right, okay, so that is 9 dead cultists. So we've just rewatched that, and in fact it's only strength 5, so 7 cultists rather than 9 cultists died there. So, you know, all the cultists we need. So let's fire some Stormbolters next. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling. No. So that's 5 hits. Wounding on 3s. Right, so that's 3 saves for the cultists. Robes protect. 1 survived there. So that is now a total of 9 dead cultists. And let's see what else can get a fire at them. Right, so now find an Icarus pod, D3 shots. 1 shot. So hitting on 5 because it's a -1. Yep. Right.
Yeah.
No, missed. That one's gone there.
No, re-rolling because of the...
Oh, re-rolling, yep.
Nope,
still nothing on that one there.
And the Crackstorm Grenade is just 1.
And the Crackstorm Grenade. Nope, re-rolling. Yep, so that's hit.
Strength is 6.
Strength 6, so we've already gone 2s. I'm guessing that's got an AP.
Yeah, 18.
So that's another dead cultist. That's 10 dead cultists from the repulsor. Right, and you're going to fire the las cannon into the Lamb Raider. So 2 las cannons firing in, so hitting on 4s, re-rolling. So 1's hit so far. So 1's hit, so 3 to wound. That's a wound, so that's a 5-up save. No, it's a D6 damage. 1 damage.
I'm going to command point.
I think you should. So command points. Reroll. Oh no, there we go. 4 wounds. 4 is a lot better than 1. Right, let's move on to the next bit of shooting. So next up, we've got this Devastator squad. They're firing bolters, rapid fire now into the remaining cultists there. And the las cannon, once again, is going to be firing into the Lamb Raider. So we're going to start with the bolt guns. See if they're able to do anything. So we've got a couple of misses, but I'm re-rolling there because of the chapter master. Right, so they've all hit. They're wounding on 3s. Don't fancy the cultist chances here. And that was a lot of wounds so far. 7, 8 wounds. Right, okay, so 8 6-ups. Here we go. So that's 2 so far. That's good. That's 2 dead cultists. Right, so that's 5 dead cultists, leaving just 5 in the squad now. So we're going to fire the las cannon in. So that's a hit. 3 to wound. No, the las cannon is doing very well here. So let's move on to the next unit. Right, okay, so the scouts here are firing bolt guns into the cultists here, and the heavy bolter is going to fire hellfire round into the warp talons, which is a stratagem, so it's mortal wounds on top of any other damage. Right, so let's fire the scouts first. Right, okay, so we are out of range of thing, or are we in range? No, we're still in range. Okay, so hitting, okay, so that's 5 hits so far into the cultists. Then freeze to wound. Really doesn't like these cultists. And 4 have wounded. So robes protect. One has got through there, so 3 more dead cultists. Right, okay, and then we're firing a heavy bolter into the warp talons.
Okay, so it's 1 shot.
1 shot.
Hit on freeze.
Hit on freeze. Hit.
And then it's D3 mortal wounds.
D3 mortal wounds. Just the 1. So 1 warp talon is kaput. Right, so next up, the Ancient is firing his bolter into the 2 remaining cultists there, just to clear them off, so we can start targeting the characters a bit easier there. So let's have a look. So hitting on freeze, re-rolling. 1, 2, right, okay, freeze to wound, and these will just kill them because there's an AP. No, 2s. Robes protect. All right, let's see what else is coming. The Xiphon, as it flew past, is defying everything it has into the Land Raid. It's got 1 wound left, so let's see if it's able to pop this. So we're hitting now on 5s. So I'm going to fire the las cannons first. So I've got 1 hit there. Wounding on freeze. Wounded, and 5 up save. It passed. Right, and then the missiles. Right, so 1, 2 hit. Wounding on 5s. 1 got through. Right, so that's a -2, is that correct? Yep. So that is a 4 up save. And we made it. Oh dear, he's not happy. So yeah, unfortunately the Word Bearer rolls have been pretty hot here, and the Ultramarines are suffering somewhat because of it. So let's move on to the next bit of shooting. Right, so next up, this Razorback is going to put a lot of fire down into the cultists here to try to thin them out a little bit. So it's depleted because it's taking a lot of damage. So it's hitting on 4s now. So I've got 6 shots coming in. Strength 6, so hitting on 4s. Oh, there you go. There's a lot of firepower going in there. Wounding on 2s. Also a lot of 1s there. 4, and there's no save for them, so 4 dead cultists. And see what else the Ultramarines are able to do. Bring firepower down onto the cultist scum. So I'm guessing you want to fire these guys as well?
Yep.
So these guys are going to be firing in as well. Bolt guns firing into the cultists. High explosive rounds into their faces. Should be messy. Right, so what we find first? Bolt guns first?
Bolt guns first.
So bolt guns firing. Right, okay. So 6, nice. 6 shots. Freeze. Oh no. So 3 more. 3 saves. 3 more dead cultists. So they're suffering a little bit here. So 3 more dead cultists and a plasma.
Yep.
Are you going to be overcharging that plasma?
I don't think I will.
Right, so plasma guns.
I want dead cultists.
Yeah, toasted cultists.
And that's
lucky you didn't. Yep, so hit. 2s to wound. No, robes protect.
I need new dice.
Some aren't even wearing robes. So, right, okay, so.
The last thing I've got is the
Hellblasters.
Hellblasters.
Right, so let's come back to see where Matt is firing his Hellblasters. So now the Ultramarines, the Hellblasters, are firing their plasmas, overcharging with rerolls, are going to be charging in, firing into the Land Raider there. So let's roll to see what we can do there. So we're going to roll them 2 at a time. So let's have a look. First one. So re-rolling that. So that's 2 hits so far. Oh no. This might be into the Land Raider. Re-rolling the 2. So that's another 2. It's 4 so far. Uh-oh. There we go. So he's run out of his lucky dice. We're now on to normal dice. Oh, so, right, that's 1. There we go. See, the odds are... 1 more. Right, so 1 hit, re-rolling. No, okay, right, so strength of a Hellblaster overcharging is 8. So you're wounding on 4s. Right, so it's 1, 2, 3. So 3 6-up saves. Right, here we go. No, so that is a total of 6 wounds taken on the Land Raider there. So not enough, but definitely a lot of damage taken by that now. So I think that is it for the Ultramarine shooting. We're going to move on to, is there going to be an assault phase? There's going to be an assault phase. So we're moving straight into turn 2 assault for the Ultramarines. So turn 2 assault for the Ultramarines. These guys are going to be charging straight into the cultists there. Cultists are firing Overwatch with their revolvers and flintlock guns and Uzis and whatever they've picked up from the hive. So 13 shots, hitting on 6s for Overwatch. Reroll that one. No, so just a 1 and then a 5 to wound. And no, nothing. So let's see if you're in. I'm pretty sure you're going to be in. You're in. Right, okay, so we're going to move the charges in and see what the Ultramarines can do to the cultists. Okay, so the Ultramarines are attacking here. They've got 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. So 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. There's a few fumbles there, because of course cultists are very intimidating. And then 3s to wound. 2 wounds, 2 6-up saves. Robes do not protect. So 2 cultists dead. So right, let's see if we can have a fight back. Right, okay, so they've moved in there. We've got 11 attacks back at the Marines. There's a fair few there. We don't generate any more hits because we are just cultists. So, 5s to wound. 1 wound. 1 armour save, please. And he's passed there. Right, okay, so we're going to move on to leaderships and see if the cultists are able to survive this. So over here, we've lost 9. So straight away, off the bat, we're losing 3. Let's see if we can reduce that. So 4. I'm going to re-roll that with our Legion tactic. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. So 9 are dead. The other squad across the battlefield perished as well, losing 18 as I'm not spending any more points on them. Right, so the end of turn 2, the Ultramarines are just finished. So the cultists have definitely taken a big hit here. There's only 2 remaining in this squad here of Tidal Traitors, given a second opportunity after getting hammering across the battlefield previously. The Xiphon has taken a fair bit of damage. I mean, the Ultramarines in general, a lot of their tanks have been badly wounded and mauled, if not destroyed already. There's still a lot of troops on the ground for the Ultramarines. There's still a squad embarked in that Razorback. There's 3 units in total for the Ultramarines in reserve still. The Hellblasters are out, did a good volley of fire into the Land Raider. The first, another squad of cultists has fallen over here, exposing the characters, and the warp talons are there. So it could go either way. So let's move into turn 3 for the Word Bearers. Right, so turn 3 movement for the Word Bearers. So down here, squad of Raptors have deep stroked in. They are going to put some fire in, probably against the Razorback, and potentially they could charge into these Marines here. The Vulture has also joined them, so he's kind of between 2 squads of Raptors, 1 squad here, and the other squad over here. And this squad is going to be putting some firepower, hopefully, into this Razorback, because there's still a squad of Marines in there. Across here, the Rubik Marines have now appeared. They're making a debut on the channel, and let's see if they can do anything. So we've got some Flamers pointing over here, and we've got some Flamers pointing over here. Also down here, the Warp Talons have surged forwards to engage the Hellblasters. Behind them, we've got the trio. So we've got the Dark Apostle, Exalted Champion, and Call Kid, the Terminator Lord with lightning claws, and they're all coming up to face against these Marines here. The cultists also have kind of pushed away from the Land Raider, predicting an explosion. They're edging away from it. So that is it for movement. We're going to move into turn 3, psychic and shooting. Right, so we're going into psychic. So we're going to try a cheeky little smite over into the Hellblasters there. So it's only a little one, so see if it goes off. It goes off. So that is 1 mortal wound onto the Hellblasters there, which of course got 2 wounds. So 1 has taken a wound. Right, let's move on to shooting. So starting shooting phase, these guys, we're going to fire 4 Warp Flamers into the Razorback. And we are going to fire 4 Warp Flamers into the Hellblasters there. So they've each got D6 shots, each got 2 shots each. So I'm going to use a command point actually and redo that. It's going to get a 1 now. Okay, come on. Right, okay, so here we go. They automatically hit. So they need 5s to wound against the Razorback. And we've got 2. 2 there with -2 modifiers.
2 fire-ups.
No, so it's 2 failed saves on there, so it's down to 3 wounds. And same again over there, so 8 hits against the Hellblasters. So that's a little bit better there. So that is 5 saves -2. Right, so that is 2 completely dead Hellblasters. In fact, no, it's just 1 because this guy will take a wound, and that will take 2, and that will take 1 wound there. So there we go.
Do they get to shoot back because of the banner?
Ah, the banner.
So on a 3-up.
Yep. So one gets a shoot back.
Okay. I am going to target the Warp Talons.
Okay.
And I'm going to overcharge.
Right, okay.
So, needing 3s. 2 hits.
2 hits. Freeze again.
Strength.
Oh, strength for 8, so 2s to wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds, right.
84.
So, yeah, -4, so it's going to demon save. So 1 is dead, 1 Warp Talon has passed on. Right, okay, let's see what else is going to happen. Right, so next bit of shooting, we're going to fire the melter guns into the Razorback. So we're hitting on freeze, but we're re-rolling 1s because we have got the Vulture there. So 2 hits, freeze to wound. Both wounded, it's a -4 AP, so there's nothing we can do about that. So D6 damage each. So 6 wounds, so it's down to 3 there. Right, next bit of shooting is a very similar process across the field down here with this squad, firing 2 melter guns into that run there. So that's on 3 wounds, so hopefully that will just go. So, hitting on freeze, re-rolling 1s. So re-rolling that 1, we've got 4 there. No, so that's 1 hit. Wounding on freeze. No, nothing. So that one has got 3. It's got through, no problems. Right. Let's move on to the next bit of shooting. So next bit of shooting here, we've got the Land Raider. So he's going to fire his 2 las cannons into the Repulsor. Another 2 las cannons into this Razorback. And the Heavy Bolter is going to fire over into that Razorback. Right, okay. So also a quick plug. We are playing on this fantastic double-sided map from Game Mat EU. Highly recommended because look how nice the dice sound. And by the way, Matt, this is not a roll. There you go, look beautiful. Right, okay, so shooting. We're going to fire 2 las cannons in this. So hitting on freeze. Oh no, hitting on 4s now, sorry. That's a 1 hit. Wounding on freeze. Wounded. -3 AP. And it's fine. Right, another las cannon. 2 las cannons firing in there, so hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on freeze. Oh, I got through. And 6-up save. Oh, he saved it! The Ultramarines are on a comeback. And right, so Heavy Bolters into the other one. Hitting on 4s. Oh no, dice have gone the other way. Wounding on 5s. 1 armor save, -1 for the Razorback. And he made it, he's making them all now. Right, okay, so let's move on to the Sakaran. Next up, the Sakaran is going to fire its turbo accelerator autocannons down into the Repulsor. Over here. The Heavy Bolters, however, will be firing into the Razorback there, leaving the cultists up on the gantry here to shoot their Kalashnikovs up in the air and take out that, but we'll see. So first off, we're going to fire the 8 shots from the turbo autocannon straight in there, hitting on freeze. Right, so that is all hits. We are wounding on 5s, and of course 6s higher AP, so it's a -3. Right, so we've had one on a -3 AP and one with a -1 AP. So, do you want to roll your -3 first? So that's got 3 there, so that's 2 wounds. And then your normal -1.
That's good.
That's good. Right, okay, so that's 2 more wounds onto the repulsor. Let's roll some heavy bolter fire. So let's roll this. And add 1 as well, because we've only got 8 dice. Right, so... And 1 more shot. No, so it's 4. Wounding on 5s. So that's 1. 1 save for the Razorback, -1. So that's a 4 up. And he makes it with a 5 there. Right, okay, so let's see if the cultists can do anything now. Next up, these cultists are rapid firing up into the flyer there. So they will be hitting on 5. So we've got 22 shots here. It's going to go well. I can predict it now. It's 1 dead flyer. It's firing up into the air with an automatic weapon will guarantee planes coming out the sky. So let's have a quick roll. So hitting on 5s. So there's a few here. So we've got a few there, we've got 7. It's got 1 wound left. So we're wounding on 6s. And nothing. Nothing. Ah, cultists. Right, let's see if there's any other cultists about that can help out. Right, okay, so next up, this squad are also firing up into the air. I need this flyer to go. So 30 shots. Hitting on 5s. There's a few there, not as many as I was hoping. But like I said, we only need 1 to go through. So 6 is to wound. Oh, we've got 1 more. Nope, nothing. So we've got 1 heavy stubber. So it moved, so it's -1. Firing up into the air, so we're hitting on 6s. 1. We need 5s to wound with this. And nothing, damn it. Right, okay, so we have got... no more shooting. On to turn 3 assault for chaos. It's a turn 3 charge for chaos. We did these off camera just to speed the process up slightly. So these guys have charged in there. They had to use a re-roll to get in there. So that's pretty much all but 1 command point gone now. Moving across the battlefield, we had a few more charges going off. We had these guys charging into the Hellblasters, so you got the Warp Talons in there and Dark Apostle. The Warp Talons went first and got 2 wounding hits against them, but the Demon Save prevented any damage, lucky enough. And the Exalted Champion here charged into the Ancient. So, let's see what we can do in the assault phase. Starting here with the Exalted Champion, so he's got 4 attacks on the charge. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling because the Apostle's there. So they've all hit. He's wounding on 3s because he's got a power axe, but he's re-rolling as well because of his ability. So there we go. That's 3 wounds with a -2 modifier. Okay, so that's 3 wounds to the Ancient, which leaves him on 1. Leaves them on 1 wound. Right, so moving over to the Dark Apostle next. Right, so we are doing an interrupt here, a counter attack with the Hellblasters, and they're going to do their attacks. Spending 2 command points there to see if he can do a bit of damage before they fall to the Warp Talons and the Apostle. Right, so the Hellblasters have 7 attacks, and where are we allocating these attacks?
We'll do 2 onto the Dark Apostle.
Yep, and
1 into the Talons.
Okay, so, well, sorry, 2 in there and 5 into the Talons?
Sorry, no.
Oh, 2 of these into the thing. Right, okay, so... Right. Okay, so we are putting 5 attacks into the Dark Apostle and 2 attacks into the Warp Talons. So 5 attacks into the Dark Apostle. So we have got 4 hits.
Rerolling to hit.
Rerolling to hit. So all hit. And then 4s to wound. So 1 wound. So 1 free up. He's made it. Right, and then 2 into the Warp Talons. No, rerolling. No, Fumble City. Right, okay, so let's move on to my attacks. Right, so next up, I'm going to go straight onto the Warp Talons here. So we've got 7 attacks. And we are hitting on freeze, re-rolling. Okay, so there we go. Nope, so we've got 1/6 there, which generates another attack. So there we go. So in total, 7 hits. Now we need 4s to wound. Re-rolling because of lightning claws, which is very helpful. So there we go. Re-roll these. So that is 5 saves minus 2, please. Okay, so that is another 1, 2 dead because 1's on 1 wound there.
And do they get to fight back?
Do they get to fight back?
On 3 up. Yes, they do.
Get to fight back. All right, so their attacks onto the warp talons again?
Yeah, do them on warp talons.
Yeah, okay. So
re-rolling.
2, yeah. And right, so 3 hits. Rolling to wound on a 4. 1 wound. 1 warp talon dead. Right, there we go. Right, so next up, we've got the Dark Apostle here. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling. Right, so they all hit. Wounding on 3s, strength 6. Re-rolling because of the Exalted Champion. So there we go. It's 3 saves with a -1 to your armor save. Okay, so it's taken a wound there. Right, okay, so let's have a look to see what the Raptors can do in combat. Right, so next up, we've got these guys here. We've got 9 attacks going into the Marines. So, hitting on freeze. And naturally, I would drop 1. We're going to roll an extra dice because that missed anyway. So, there we go. So, they have all hit. We've got 2 extra attacks because of their ability against Imperium. There we go. Lovely. Right, so, wounding on 4s. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 saves, please. No modifier. All good. Right, okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so all the charges are done now. We're just going to move on to what we had left. So as a cultist here. So that's 5 attacks for the cultists. Let's see if they can kill a Marine. So let's have a look. Hitting on 4s. There we go. Wounding on 5s. 1, 2, 3 saves. 1 dead. 1 dead. 1 Marine has fallen.
I'm going to do a command point.
A command point? Yep, fair enough.
Yep.
There we go. And see if you get your command point back because of your...
I don't.
No, you don't there. Okay, so that is it. We're going to have some fight backs and see if the Imperium can do anything. Right, so at the end of the Marine counter-attack here, they killed off 2 of the cultists and 1 of the Raptors there. So a good fight back from the Ultramarines, kind of making the Word Bearers pay for every foot they take on this battlefield. Across here as well, we had a bit of a counter-attack here. And no wounds, well, a wound was inflicted, but we did a re-roll and that's fine. We're piled in combat here with the Repulsor. So, that is it for Calth. Let's move on to Ultramarines turn 3. So, moving over here, we can see the Repulsor's fallen back with the Ancient and the remaining Hellblaster out of combat there. All of which are able to fire still, because of the Ultramarine tactic, and also because it's a flyer, it's able to go out and shoot. But it is pretty wounded now, so it's pretty hitting on 5s and 6s. Moving over here, the deep striking element of the Ultramarines has come in here. Primaris fighting alongside their older brothers here have come in, probably going to be targeting the Terminator Lord, or possibly putting some fire into the cultists there. But it's definitely a threat on the backfield now for the Chaos. So let's move into shooting turn 3 for the Ultramarines. Right, okay, so the bolters are firing in with the plasmas into the Raptors here. So I'm going to fire the bolters first. It's a -1 to hit, isn't it? Because you fell out, so you're hitting on 4s now. No re-rolls. So we've got a few there, so that's 5. 4s to wound. Well, that's 4. That's pretty good. Right, okay, so 4 free-ups for the Raptors. Right, so 1 has died, so it's still able, pretty combat effective still. And the plasma now. Oh, lucky you didn't have a charge, isn't it? Right, okay, let's move on to the next bit of shooting. So next up is the Xiphon now, so it's going to be firing all its weapons straight down into the Land Raider there. So I believe we're hitting on 5s.
Yeah, -1 because...
No, just minus, it's just 5, you know, modifiers there. So we're firing the las cannons, 1 hit, freeze to wound, no wound. Right, missiles. Dear oh dear, the Xiphon is not doing well now. Crippled targeting systems are all over the place. Right, let's see what's next to fire. Right, so next up, these guys are firing into the Raptors there. So we're going to fire bolt guns first. Hitting on freeze because they didn't fall back. Fresh to the fight. Right, so there we go. Oh, there we go. So that's all hit. 4s to wound. So that's 3 wounds. 3 saves for the Raptors. Oh no! 3 dead Raptors. Sad times. Okay, so we've got this Razorback here, crippled Razorback, but hitting on 4s. We're going to be firing into these Raptors here to try and thin them out. Right, so let's see if it can do anything to them. Oh, look at that. Not good. Right. Freeze to wound. These could still be 5 dead Raptors. So it's 3 wounds, 3 saves. -1. Come on. So 1 more dead Raptor in that squad here. So the squad's getting pretty depleted now. It's down to 4 members. Right, so this one as well, firing.
Yep, into that one.
Yep, so hitting on 4s again. Right, so yeah, it's a bit better there. It's a few more hits. Oh, let's convert them now into wounds. So freeze. Oh no, this is going to be painful. Oof, so what we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 saves. Right, 6 saves. -1. 3 Raptors. It's not going well. That's 1 dead, 2 dead. 1 Raptor remains in that squad. Right, let's see what's going to happen next. Right, so next up we've got the squad of scouts up here. We're going to do the Hellfire stratagem again. On to the Terminator Lord, core kid down there. So let's start off with the Hellfire one. So hitting on freeze. Yeah, okay, and D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds on him. Right, okay, so it's down to 3. And then the bolters as well. Right, okay, so we've got a few there, 4 so far, and 4s to wound. Oh, re-rolls, of course, yep, sorry, re-rolls. No, oh, what's an extra one? Right, so 4s to wound. Don't get too many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay, so there's 3 here, re-roll 1. So good. Good, so 4 saves right there. Right, let's see what else the Ultramarines can do. Next up here, we've got the Devastator squad. They're going to fire the bolt guns into the Exalted Champion. The las cannon, once again, is going to be targeting the Land Raider that's tucked in here. It's taking quite a bit of damage, but it's still a big threat. So, let's start off. We're going to start off with the las cannon.
Using the Signum.
Yep, so...
Hitting on 2s.
Rerolling because of Captain Master. Yeah, hitting, so freeze to wound. And it didn't wound. The Land Raider is blessed.
I'm going to spend my last command point.
Last command point being used here. It's wounded. Right, okay, so 5 up save. No, so it's got through. How much damage? 4, right. Oh, it's almost dead. It's got, I think it's got 2 wounds left now. Right, so the bolt guns are going to fire into the Exalted Champion. So, let's see what they can do. So, re-rolling misses. Okay, so that is 6 hits. 4s to wound. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so I'm going to pinch one of your dice here. So, 2 wounds have got through there, so he's taking 2 wounds. Right, okay, let's see what else can happen. Right, so next up, these guys are firing their bolters into the Terminator Lord. They're being the closest target still. So, 18 shots. Oh, re-rolling 1s. Because, of course, I've got the HQ element hiding behind them, which is what it should be about. Right, okay, re-rolling the 1s. Right, okay, so that is a lot of hits there. It's 15 hits. So strength 5, wounding on freeze. Re-rolling 1s. There's a few 1s there. Right, okay. So far, it's a fair bit. That's definitely going to do at least 1 wound. Oh, no. Right, okay. So, I'm going to roll your dice because they seem to be rolling quite nicely. So, 2 up saves. Got 4 wounds. Oh, no. What have you done to me? So, that's 2 wounds come through. So, he's on 2 wounds left. Right, let's see if the Marines are able to do anything else. Next up, we've got the Lieutenant here. He's hitting on 2. He's going to fire his combi plasma, sorry. You overcharging?
I will do.
Yeah, why not? There we go. Come on once. Both hits. So, 4s to wound. No, sorry. 2s to wound because it's strength 8. Ugh, no, painful. Right, so, believe he's got a Sigil of Corruptions. That's a 4-up save. Got to pass both of these. Ah, no, he's dead. He's dead, so the Terminator Lord has fallen. So next up we've got a Chapter Master here, firing his plasma pistol, overcharging into the Exalted Champion. Alright, let's have a look. Come on, ones. Yes, come on, ones. Ah, no, never mind. Alright, okay, so see if he can wound.
2s, yes he does.
He can has wound. And I fail. So he has also fallen, so it's down to the Apostle. Next up we've got the Chapter Ancient, who's going to be firing into the Apostle.
Yep.
Okay, so he is re-rolling 1s because he's fallen back as well. He's hitting on 4s. Right, so here we go. Both hit. 4s to wound. 1 wound.
-1.
4 up. So the Apostle's taken a wound.
Okay, and then the
Next up, and the Hellblaster as well is going to fire in.
Yeah, and he will overcharge.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Right, okay. So he is also hitting on 4s. Re-rolling. So 1 hit. See if he does anything. Yep, so 4 up and vulnerable. Yep, so I passed that. So he's taken 1 wound from the Ancient and nothing from the Hellblaster. So it's a quick update there. Because the Hellblaster fallen back, he's getting a -1. So the 2 would have turned to a 1. So the Hellblaster has died, but he gets to shoot again before he passes on to the next.
On a roll of a 3.
On a 3 up. He does. He gets to shoot 1 more time. So
Overcharging?
Overcharging? No.
Re-rolling?
Re-rolling. 1 hit. Does anything? It does. So on a 4 up. No, so he takes 2 more wounds. So he's on 1 wound, but the Hellblaster is dead. So there we go. Right, so that's all the shooting done. Just a quick update with the Repulsor. So the Repulsor fired everything it had. It's not doing particularly well now. It's hitting on 6s, but it killed 1 of the Warp Talons and it killed 1 of the Rubric Marines. So that is it for shooting. A fair bit of damage. They've killed off 2 of the characters over here. Definitely kind of blunted their assault. And over on the other flank, a lot of Raptors have also died. So we're going to move on to Assault now. Turn 3 for the Marines. Turn 3 Assault for the Ultramarines. And this squad here made a good charge in there. Bolt pistol went off, wounded, but the power armor prevented any damage to the Ultramarines there. Moving across the battlefield, we had some more charges go off here. So the Devastator squad and the Chapter Master have charged in. Devastator squad concentrating their attacks on the Apostle. Chapter Master has gone into both the Warp Talon and the Apostle there. And finally, there was another charge back here. The Primaris attempted a charge into the Cultists. The Cultists fired back, doing 1 damage to them, and the Primaris failed their assault. So let's move on to see what they can do in their assault phase. So turn 3 Assault, what happened? These guys charged in there, as we saw. The Devastators killed off the Apostle that was on 1 wound there, leaving the Chapter Master there just to punch the Warp Talon to death. The Devastator squad then actually consolidated towards the Rubric Marines, try and become the closest target. I'm sure we'll be able to sort that out though in our turn 4 for Chaos. Right, so turn 4 movement for Chaos. So down here, the Rubric Marines are now plodding on towards this element here. Potentially it could do a lot of damage here. They've also been joined in by the Cultists who are now coming around, ignoring this element here of the deep striking Ultramarines and going to be putting some fire in there. Land Raider has remained stationary, just going to be firing out shots everywhere. So Karen back there, just kind of move forward, so still on the objective, but just so I can get a bit more firing going off. The Vulture has jumped over the Ultramarines. He's going to possibly put a plasma shot into the Razorback here. And over there, the Raptors are just consolidating, and they'll be going to do a little charge in a moment. So let's move into turn 4, psychic shooting for chaos. Turn 4, psychic and shooting so far. So we had a smite go off here, killing off one of the Devastator squad. We then had a lot of auto guns and a heavy stubber firing in here, killing off a couple more, leaving only 2. So we're now going to do a las cannon salvo from the wounded Land Raider. We're now hitting on 5s. So we're going to put 2 las cannons and a heavy bolter into these 2. We're then going to put 2 more las cannons into this tank here. Hopefully killing off enough of them so we can then target the chapter master there. So let's fire the heavy bolters first. So hitting on 5s. Okay, so we've got a few there. It's not too bad. Then wounding on 3s. So 2 wounds. That should be enough. -1. 1 dead. Oh, ho, ho. Come on, las cannons. So 2 las cannon shots. 1 hit. Don't get a 1. Yes. And a 6 up. No, so the last Marine has fallen. So the last 2 shots from the Land Raider are going into the repulsor. Both missed. So that's that for that. Then we are going to move to see if we can get some shots in with the Sakaran. Okay, so the Sakaran's going to fire heavy bolters down into this Razorback here. The auto cannons are firing across the field to finish off its main target. It's going to fire into that. So we're going to fire the auto cannon first. That's 8 shots. Hitting on 3s. Okay, so remove them. It's now wounding on 5s. 6s, of course, better AP. So only 1, but this is 2 damage. So 1 save minus, no, so that's gone through. It's 2 damage. Let's put it down to 2 wounds. We are then going to fire the heavy bolters at this Razorback here. So it moved, so we're hitting on 4s with this. So I'll reroll that. So we've got 1, 2 so far, 3 hits. We're wounding on 5s. Nothing there. Right, okay. So let's move on to the Rubric Marines. Right, so we just measured up here, and in fact the Chapter Master is the closest target here. So we've got 5 Warp Flamers. We're going to do D6 shots each. 2 shots each, that's 10 shots. We are wounding on 4s. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignore that. So 4 saves, -2 for the Chapter Master.
So he uses 4 up.
Yep, 4 up. Iron Halo. So he takes 2 wounds there. Okay. So he's gone down by 2. Right, okay, so let's move over to see if the Raptors can do anything. Right, so the end of turn 4, psychic and shooting. So the guys down here, the Raptors, fire their melter guns into the Razorback, causing that to be destroyed. No explosion though. Bolt pistols fired into Marines with nothing. Fire the plasma pistol from the Vulture down into the Razorback. Overcharged it, hit, wounded, and passed a save. Lucky. Right, so we're going to move on to assault now. Right, so turn 4 charges. These guys are charged in. They suffered 1 casualty to a plasma gun. One of the melter guns is now dead there. We don't need melter guns anymore. We need combat. And down here, the Vulture charged into combat there to join the last remaining Raptor. And across the field here, we got a nice big charge, and the Rubric Marines have charged into the Chapter Master. They're hopefully able to do something to him. So let's see what we can do in the assault phase. Right, so the end of assault here is pretty much a draw and a stalemate. Nothing happened there. Down here, however, the Vulture charged in, did 4 wounds, there were 4 saves, but the champion killed off a couple of the Marines there, so he's kind of proving himself across the field as well. The charge came in and nothing. 1 Rubric Marine died, but no wounds on the Chapter Master there. So moving into turn 4 for the Ultramarines. Right, so turn 4 movement for the Ultramarines. So everything is pretty much moved now except for like one Razorback, so it's quite interesting. Down here, like the deep striking element they had that came in the backfield here, it's kind of split up. The 2 HQ units are going into cultists to try and draw their fire away from the chapter master who's wounded. The Primaris have now jumped forward to shield him from the Rubric Marines. The repulsor, sorry, has fallen out of combat there, so he's been hitting on 6s now. These scouts up here have just moved up as well to try and get within rapid fire. The ancient has fallen back even further, now he's an easy target. So, and across over here on this flank, little fights all over the place. This squad have fallen out of combat again, pushing further away, trying to keep the fight going. And down here as well, same story. These two have fallen out as well. Make use of their chapter tactic. So let's move into turn 4, shooting for the Ultramarines. So starting off over here, we've got the scouts firing in. We've got some rapid fire shots and a heavy bolter coming in. So do you want to roll for them? This is the bolters, so we're now out of reroll range. So 4 hits, force to wound, so 2 wounds. Okay, so the all is dust rule is actually increasing their armor save to a 2 because you're only doing 1 damage. That's a 2-up save. I'm going to get 2 1s here. Say 1 1. So 1 has fallen. All right. Okay. Next weapon, heavy bolter. So all have hit. Freeze to wound. 1 wound, so it's a 3-up save because of the +1, all is dust. So there we go, so 1 dead so far. Let's see what else you can do. Right, so turn 4 shooting. Right, so over here, the Primaris fired in, doing a lot of damage onto the rubrics from there as well. Joined in also by the chapter master and the guys over here, just basically firing everything they had, as well as the repulsor, taking all but 2 out on that flank. Moving across down here, we had the assault cannon on the wounded Razorback firing in, causing some damage onto the vulture there. Another wound was taken when the sergeant fired his bolter in, doing 1 more wound. The other guy, though, overcharged his plasma, hit, wounded, but he also died. And then we pass our invulnerable there. So the last bit of shooting we've got this phase is over here with this squad firing in to the raptors there. So it's -1 to hit because of the falling out of combat. So bolters first. So we have got 4 hits there. Force to wound. Oh, 3. This is 3 dead raptors. I can predict this right now. So, freeze to wound. 2 dead raptors. Oh, goodness. All right, okay, and the plasma gun. So, the plasma gun. No, nothing. Right, okay, so we have got a bit of assault coming up. Let's see what the Ultramarines can do. So turn 4 assault charge for the Ultramarines. These two have charged in. 5 hits were on Overwatch onto this guy, but he tanked it and he's fine. No damage done there. Another attempted to charge here as well, and nothing happened. It was a failed charge, and the Overwatch didn't do anything either. With 1 flamer, it's not really very potent. Okay, so let's move on to assault. So down here at the end of turn 4 assault, these guys did as much as they could. They dealt 5 wounds to the cultists. Cultists also lost 1 through shooting previously, so the leadership was pretty much going to be how much damage I got. So I lost 2 to the morale phase, luckily. But in the counter attack, beforehand, they killed off. They did 1 wound onto the guy there, and that was it. So we're going to move into turn 5 now for the Chaos Forces. Right, turn 5 movement for Chaos. So the vulture's leapt across here. He needs to do something about these Marines over here. The other raptors jumped onto that objective there. So these two hopefully should be able to deal with those 4 Marines, in theory. Over here we've got the remaining cultists up there still hiding on that objective, keeping that secure. We've got the Sakaran down there keeping that objective secure. Land Reader's staying put. We're going to put a lot of firepower into this Razorback here and also into there. They're both on very low wounds, so they should really die. And down here, the Rubric Marine are moving up to the Chapter Master there. We need to try and kill him off as well, because we're not going to get this, but we could kill him. So let's move into turn 5, Psychic and Shooting for Chaos. Right, turn 5, Psychic and Shooting so far. We have had a Plasma Pistol go off here, killing off one of the Marines. Bolt Pistol did nothing. Bolt Pistol here as well, went back into this guy and did nothing. He survived, his power armor protected him. Over here, however, we had a Smite go off. We got double 6, and the Sorcerer killed himself. But we did a couple of wounds onto the Chapter Master there, so hopefully the Flamer can do something in a moment. But we are doing a Sakaran now. The Sakaran is firing its accelerator autocannons down the field into the Primaris jump infantry. So it's going down there, straight across into the guys surrounding the Chapter Master there. The heavy bolters, however, will be firing down into this Razorback to try and finish that off. So off to the accelerator autocannon, hitting on freeze. Got a couple of misses here. Got 3 misses, so 5 hits. Wounding on freeze. Okay, so we've got 4 saves. With a -1 AP for your infantry over there. And each of these are doing 2 damage. Oh, past all of them! No! Oh no, bad times. Alright, so heavy bolter then. Heavy bolters firing into there. So that's 3 heavy bolters, 9 shots, hitting on freeze. So that's a lot of hits there. So that's 8 hits in total. Wounding on 5s. Okay, so it's 2 wounds, -1 AP, so armor save of a 4 up, please. So 2 more wounds, that's on 1 wound now. Easy, easy target. Right, okay, so next up we have got the Lamb Raider. So we are going to fire 3 las cannons into that. Finish that little cheeky repulsor off over there. And 1 las cannon and the heavy bolters into that. So let's start with the 3 las cannons into the repulsor. So hitting on 5s, 1 hit. Wounding on freeze, 1 wound. 1 armor save, please, sir. It's gone through. How much damage? How much damage? Don't get a 1. 4. Believe.
It's got 2.
It's gone. Yep. It's gone, so if it blows up, no, it makes no odds, but it's nice to see tanks blow up. Right, and so the heavy bolters, so 6 shots. We're going to fire that into the Razorback first, and then we're going to follow up with the las cannon. So heavy bolters, 1 hit, because we're hitting on 5s now. No damage. And the 1 las cannon. Come on. Well, what do I get? 2. Nothing. Right, sad times. So we've got a little bit more shooting. Let's see what we can do. Right, so last bit of shooting. We've got a Warp Flamer into the Chapter Master. D6 shots. 4 shots. Whoa. 4's the wound. 2 wounds. 2 wounds. That's all I need. -2. What's your save? 4 up with the Iron Halo. 1 wound. Oh no, that's going to be a charge. We're going to have to kill him. Right. So we're going to move on to turn 5 assault. Right, so turn 5 assault. The Vulture charged in with the Raptor, and the Vulture killed off all of the Marines there. So the consolidation move there has pretty much stayed where they are. Across the field, we have got the Cultists. Now, Cultists did 1 more wound. And then, due to a lot of fighting back and a poor morale, there's 1 Cultist champion left there. Over here as well, the Rubric Marine charged in and did nothing and was pounded into the ground by a power fist on the Chapter Master. So it's not looking great at the moment. It's going slightly in the Ultramarines' favour, but let's see what they can do themselves in turn 5 Ultramarines. Turn 5 movement for the Ultramarines. So down here, this Sergeant has now actually advanced onto this objective, is now holding it, which is 2 victory points apiece for the objectives at the moment. Down across here, this hero, shall we say, is now coming up against a Lamb Raider. Lamb Raider, Matt said, has been taunting him throughout this game. It's just been sitting there, popping off las cannon shots. It's definitely been pretty nasty. And down here, this fight continues against this poor champion. I don't fancy his chances. So let's move on to turn 5, shooting for the Ultramarines. Right, so turn 5 shooting, we've got the heavy bolter here coming, firing straight into the Lamb Raider there. There's not many targets, and there we go. So, hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 5s, 2, oh no, he's on 2 wounds. Right, so his armour save is now 3+ due to the -1. Just about. We've got a cheeky plasma pistol down here.
I'm not sure if I'm in there. No, I'm out.
No, and down here?
Down here, yeah. So, hitting on
3s of that gun. No, 2s.
His ballistics, he was 3 on the lieutenant.
Oh, 3, okay, yep. So that's a hit. And wounding on a 5. Wound. Alright, so let's see if I can pass. No, so he's on 1 wound. Oh no. Right, okay, so what else are we going to fire into the Lamb Raider? Interceptors, right, so let's have a look. It's enough firepower to take 1 wound off. Let's get rid of this Lamb Raider once and for all.
So 3s.
Yep. We've got a fair few over here, so it's a pretty good roll. Strength 5, which is pretty nice actually, because you're wounding now on a 5
Okay,
rather than a 6.
Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant.
Yep. Rerolling 1s with the lieutenant there. So it's pretty good so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another one there. And 3 rerolls. Another one. Oh, goodness.
7 in total.
7. Right, here we go. Here comes some saves. So I've got 4 here. Is there a -1?
It is -1.
So I am dead.
Does he explode?
Does he explode? Please explode, because he's going to have some shrapnel. Yes! So let's work out the damage we're going to deal to this chap. So D6 mortal wounds onto the captain here. He's got 5 wounds. Just a 1. Sad times, sad times. And I think that is it for shooting. So we're just going to go into the final bit of assault. Right, so the battle has now ended. The final score is 6 points for the Ultramarines, as they're currently sitting on 2 objectives, 1 up here and 1 down here with the Sergeant, and 7 points for the Word Bearers. So we've got the Sakarans still sitting on an objective down there, and the cultists that remain there throughout the battle up there. So a 1-point victory for the Word Bearers, and it was a very slim victory, because I think if the battle continued, it probably would have gone in the favour of the Ultramarines. So, I probably think my unit of the match would probably be either the Sakaran or the Lamb Raider. The Lamb Raider probably, because he came up, deployed its load of Rubik Marines, it just fired las cannons everywhere, and finally killed off a few tanks and got his points worth. Right, so Matt, you've picked for your chapter master down here, mainly through tanking reasons, I believe.
Yes.
Yep, so yeah, very fun game. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed already, give us a little sub and a like. It goes a long way. So this is Dom from BlackToad Studios. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and take care.